Here's what's happening right now on Apple Valley News Now, live at 5. Pendleton Fire Station 2 will be temporarily closing. We'll tell you why it could benefit the community.
Plus, multiple acres of farmland on fire this morning. We're on the scene as flames head close to Highway 12.
Later, Washington's largest pickleball tournament is back in Kennewick. We'll tell you how the event is impacting the local economy. And Stacy, what are you tracking?
We've got sunshine and blue skies all across the area, but we do have a couple more red flag warnings to tell you all about. The news at 5 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Tuesday night, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Reed.
And I'm Wendy Redman.
First at 5, we are learning more about the crash yesterday morning that left a pedestrian dead in Kennewick. This happened shortly after 8:30 in the morning near West Gage Boulevard and North Louisiana Street. The Kennewick Police Department says 61-year-old Brian Guile of Kennewick was walking outside of the marked crosswalk when he was struck by a vehicle heading westbound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver was a 61-year-old resident of Pasco. KPD says there is no indication of excessive speeding or impairment, adding that the driver is cooperating with investigators. Once the investigation is complete, the case will be forwarded to the Benton County Prosecutor's Office for review.
On the fire watch now, a fire is actively burning in Yakima County this evening. Take a look. It started this morning in the 4100 block of Thule Road. The fire has burned 250 acres so far, due in part to the wind. We'll continue to follow firefighters' progress and keep you updated there. Another fire to tell you about this evening, a vegetation fire broke out this morning off of Highway 12 near Wallula Junction. Firefighters from Walla Walla were at the scene putting out the smoking farmland. Multiple acres have been affected. Although the flames were close to Highway 12, the roadway is not affected, we're told. There are no reports of any injuries. All right. Well, we want to get a check on weather, of course, because it has been hot, it has been dry, it has been windy, and those conditions have really continued for quite some time now.
Now let's check in with First Alert Stacy Lee with more.
But on a positive note, it's been sunny. It's been sunny.
There you go.
And dry. But yeah, we do have some more red flag warnings in place, this time in central Washington up towards Moses Lake, that I-90 corridor, as well as the foothills of the Blues impacting Dayton out towards the Palouse. This will be in place through 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Winds have been breezy today, but they're going to ramp up tomorrow. That is why those red flag warnings are in place. On top of that, low humidity. We consider low to getting fire active weather humidity at about 20%. Look at our area. We're at like 13%, Tri-Cities 11 in Pendleton and Walla Walla, 18% in Yakima. So relative humidity very, very low all through the region. Temperatures will be pleasant tonight overall, nice and clear, a little bit breezy, but good weather for us. Looking ahead tomorrow, we'll have temperatures in the 50s and 60s. So a nice warm morning, good morning for a hike or a walk. By the midday, 70s and 80s. And then you'll see the temperatures just slightly cooler than they were today. Winds are cooperating for most of our area, but still very breezy once again in the Kittitas Valley and in the Dalles, the Columbia River Gorge. Outside locally, Legends Casino Sky Cam. Let's take a look at the beautiful boat out there. 86 degrees, winds sustained at 7 miles an hour, and our feels like temp is 82. So pretty nice afternoon. Temperatures actually through the area though are 86 in the Tri-Cities, 82 Walla Walla, 85 in Yakima. And for the rest of the evening, look for 70s and 80s, 70s and 80s by 8, and by 10 o'clock things will start to get more comfortable. I'll break down the fire weather warning for tomorrow coming up here in just a few minutes. Austin, Wendy?
Stacey, and more local news tonight over in Pendleton. Fire Station number 2 is gearing up for some remodeling. The station is receiving a seismic upgrade grant to give it upgrades to its overall building. Assistant Chief of Operations says the station is trying to add some funding to that remodeling phase to go towards modifying the station's accommodations, which the grant rules don't allow for.
One of the most important things is upstairs. Upstairs is where the dorms are. We don't have a dorm here. It's an open dorm. I think that, we have some cubicle walls up there for separation and privacy, especially when we're talking about like the co-ed group. But the ability to have like ADA compliant bathrooms.
During the seismic upgrades, he says the station will have to temporarily close while the renovations take place, which is why the team is looking to modernize everything in one go to avoid potentially having to close down a second time in the future.
Lawmakers in Washington are responding now after Minnesota Democratic State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband were killed early Saturday morning by a gunman.
Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette survived the shooting, but it's an act that Governor Walz described as politically motivated assassination. Drew Mickelson reports.
Well, disheartening doesn't begin to capture it at all.
So ordered.
A lot has changed in politics since Washington Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck was first elected to the state house in 1976. The Democrat says the Minnesota shootings are just the latest proof that more Americans believe violence is part of the political process.
More and more people are saying that out loud, and more people are actually doing that. The truth is that nothing could be more antithetical to what it means to be an American than that point of view or that behavior.
The idea that this type of political violence, essentially murder, it could happen in our country is hard to believe, and something we should oppose regardless of partisan position.
Washington State Senator John Braun, a Republican, has been critical of Democratic policies, but says violence cannot be an option.
We can vehemently disagree, but we got to do it in a way that leads to civil discourse and the best outcome.
We are going to reject attempts to divide us with fear, anger, and hate.
Washington Speaker of the House, Democratic Representative Lori Jenkins, has been the target of threats even before being elected when she fought for LGBTQ+ rights.
All of us are responsible right now for making it clear what we stand for. We do not stand for violence as a way to achieve political ends.
That was Drew Mickelson reporting. Acting U.S. Attorney Joseph H. Thompson says Vance Belter faces charges that include murder, stalking, and firearm offenses. Well, on the education beat tonight, while many colleges in Washington and across the country are struggling with enrollment, WSU Tri-Cities is seeing continued success. Over the past 2 fall semesters, Wazoo Tri-Cities has seen steady growth, especially among first-year students, with smaller gains from transfer students as well. According to the college's most recent data, first-year enrollment jumped by 16% last year, and total fall enrollment rose by more than 3%. With fewer than 2,000 students, the school was one of just 2 campuses in the WSU systems to see overall enrollment growth. The chancellor, Sandra Haynes, says like many universities, the school has been working to bounce back from pandemic-related enrollment declines.
We're not exempt from the COVID enrollment drop. We certainly saw that. We've been working very intentionally to get our enrollment up. We didn't just leave that to chance. We've been working very hard, and our admissions team is fabulous in getting our enrollment up over the last 3 years.
WSU Tri-Cities is also the most diverse campus in the system, with nearly half of its students being first-generation college students.
Mid-Columbia Meals on Wheels just got a big boost from a major community supporter to help serve more meals in the Tri-Cities. Mid-Columbia Meals on Wheels is known for providing food assistance across Benton and Franklin counties. It operates through 8 dining locations and offers delivery service for seniors. Now, the organization recently announced they just received a $10,000 grant from Battelle. That money will support the organization's Sustainable Kitchen project, upgrading old equipment like refrigeration units and hot plates and helping them source local ingredients. Director Brian Kinner says partnerships like this are key to keeping their mission alive.
When you're trying to focus in on feeding the people, putting all your money towards the food, when you start having capital projects coming on, those grant opportunities that the community partners allow us to apply for are just critical, and they just go a long way to helping us complete our mission.
Mid-Columbia Meals on Wheels also offers free meals at its cafe locations from 11 until 1. If you'd like more information on that, just head on over to AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Your News at 5 is just getting started. Still ahead, 400 players from across the country are gathering at Lawrence Scott Park. We'll take you to the Pickleball Summer Classic.
Big doings there. And Stacy is coming back with a look at your full First Alert forecast. Make sure you scan that QR code on your screen to get our new weather app. But first, here's a look at what's coming up next on World News Tonight.
Coming up, we have breaking news. President Trump's warning to Iran tonight. The president meeting in the Situation Room for more than an hour. Is the U.S. considering getting more involved here? Also, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem rushed to the hospital tonight. And in New York City, the mayoral candidate handcuffed by ICE. The dramatic scene next.
This 4th of July, celebrate the freedom to roam with Broadmoor RV, where every mile brings you closer to what matters most. From family road trips to quiet nights under the stars, your next adventure starts here. Proudly serving the Northwest with unbeatable selection, service, and spirit. This Independence Day, go further, dream bigger, and drive free. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. So you can get the car you want, at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue or Pathfinder.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals and everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slide, connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
Power through your summer chores with less downtime. And enjoy more playtime with Steel Battery.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
Now for sports, grab your paddles and your sunscreen. Kennewick is about to serve up a national pickleball party. The Pickleball Summer Classic is returning to Lawrence Scott Park, and it is bigger than ever.
Big doings. And I got to tell you, Austin, pickleball is a lot of fun. Have you played?
I've never played it.
I got to get you out there. All right, with more than 400 players registered from across the country, it is Washington's largest tournament on permanent courts. It features everything from open singles to doubles under the lights. With a $15,000 prize on the line, the competition is stacked. But even if you're not playing, Visit Tri-City says the event could serve up a $200,000 boost to local shops and hotels.
All those participants coming in from around the nation, around the Pacific Northwest, it's just going to be a great event for our community, raise a bunch of money, and just help boost our economy.
The tournament runs June 19th through the 22nd. It starts at 8 a.m. in Kennewick. For schedules and events, just head to our website, applevalley.newsnow.com.
A local swim team is canceling their 2025 season. The Toppenish Tarpons just made that announcement. This comes after they say the pool will not be open until July, adding that it's just not feasible to have a season. They say reimbursements will be given to anyone who has already paid.
If you love golf and making a difference, First Tee Central Washington wants to hear from you. The youth golf program is looking for volunteer coaches to serve as positive role models for kids and teens across the Yakima Valley. From Black Rock Creek to Mount Adams and beyond, First Tee's mission goes far behind and beyond the green. The program combines golf skills with life lessons, teaching kids confidence, respect, and perseverance through play. And coaches don't need to be pros, just enthusiastic, caring, and ready to inspire.
They end up being mentors to these kids, not only when they're young, but as they get into middle school and then in high school, and playing with them and just talking about life in general and working with their life skills as well as their golf skills.
Coaches will receive training and must pass a background check. For more on how to get involved, go to our website, applevalley.newsnow.com.
For the 5th day in a row, Israel and Iran are trading strikes with civilians in flashpoint areas facing waves of attacks.
President Trump says the ongoing conflict prompted him to leave the G7 summit early. Julia Benbrook is at the White House with the latest.
President Donald Trump is back here at the White House after abruptly leaving the G7 summit in Canada. He was originally slated to stay longer, but as the conflict between Israel and Iran was intensifying, he told reporters at the summit, "I have to be back as soon as I can." The White House confirmed his plans for an early departure, writing, quote, "because of what's going on in the Middle East." On Air Force One, the president told reporters he's seeking, quote, "a real end to the conflict between Israel and Iran," arguing that would be preferable to a ceasefire, while also suggesting his patience for negotiations is wearing thin.
What specifically is better than a ceasefire? What are you looking for here?
An end, a real end, not a ceasefire. An end.
So something that would be permanent.
Yeah, or giving up entirely. That's okay too.
The president met with members of his national security team in the Situation Room Tuesday, just hours after he returned. While there are conflicting reports on how developed Iran's nuclear capabilities are, Trump says he believes Iran was on the verge of obtaining a nuclear weapon when Israel struck last week. Israel has been pressing Trump to become more involved in its campaign to dismantle Iran's nuclear facilities, which top officials from the country have said would require American planes and weapons. At the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And a gorgeous day today, lots of sunshine, great for some Tri-City Dust Devil baseball. Dust Devil Skycam, 86 degrees. Those winds are light, but they're going to be picking up a little bit more later this evening. But overall, it's been a beautiful day, so looking good out there. If you are heading out to the game, it's going to be a warm one. It's going to stay in the 80s for most of the game. So clear skies, nice night. Dust Devil 705. All right, fire weather warnings. We have red flag warnings for central Washington near the Moses Lake area, I-90 corridor headed towards the Spokane region. And to the south here, Dayton, we've got the foothills of the Blues all the way out towards the Palouse, and that will be in effect through Wednesday. We're looking at gusty winds tomorrow, low humidity. Any fires that start would rapidly spread, and we may expand some of those red flag warnings as our vegetation is extremely dry all through the region, as you can see. And we've had some fires popping up here and there. Luckily, they've been able to put them out, and the winds haven't been too bad today, but still breezy in some areas. We're seeing gusts up to 15 miles an hour here in the Tri-Cities, 30 in Ellensburg, 27 in the Dalles. Moving forward tonight, we'll see the winds picking up, as you can see here in Hermiston and Tri-Cities, and then things will stay pretty steady wind-wise, calming down in some areas overnight, but picking up in others. And as we get into our Wednesday, we'll see winds starting out pretty breezy and getting very windy towards the latter part of the day. After 2 o'clock tomorrow, that's when we'll see those winds really start to pick up to 45-mile-an-hour gusts out in in Ellensburg, 30-mile-an-hour gust in Yakima, 25 and 35-mile-an-hour gust in the Tri-Cities and the foothills of the Blues. So again, fire danger elevated. Temperatures around the region right now, 70s and 80s. It's a gorgeous Tuesday, so enjoy that sunshine. Let's talk temperature trends. We're staying in the 80s. We're just slightly above our average, and then check it out. We have that cold front, or a couple of cold fronts, moving in as we head into the weekend. You'll see much cooler temperatures in Yakima, as well as Tri-Cities and Hermiston. Look at that, down to 69 degrees. It's rare to see that in this later part of June. As we head towards the first day of summer on Friday, we could see temperatures dropping as low as 66 degrees in Walla Walla on Saturday. And we're expecting finally a chance of showers. 50s and 60s tonight, very pleasant, good sleeping weather. You won't see these low of temperatures till about 4 or so in the morning, so a nice night overall. Here's those gusty winds, 30 to 35 miles an hour in the Tri-Cities tomorrow. Juneteenth, 81. There's the cooling trend. First day of summer racks in 77 and breezy. We'll have to check if that's a record low for the first day of summer in our area. Here's what it looks like in Yakima. Once again, those gusty winds and 50% chance of rain on Saturday. If you have any outdoor plans, keep an eye on those showers. Hopefully, as we get a little closer, we'll time that out for you. Ellensburg is where we'll see some really gusty winds. And again, the low humidity. Now, the good news, guys, with these showers on the way, that's going to bring the humidity levels up, which then decreases our fire danger. So that rain that's on the way is much needed, even though we start falling into the first weekend of summer with temperatures lower than I have seen them in many, many years.
We're all backwards, I feel like, right?
We are backwards. Yeah, I don't know when I've seen 69 degrees on the first full day of summer. That's rare. So anyway, I'll check on records on that.
Yeah, I was going to go to the books, find out, let us know, do some investigative work, Stacey.
I will.
Thank you very much. We're going to do the spotlight, and it has to do with animals, kind of. Stay with us. The story's next.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthai Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Now's the time for a great deal on the new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Plus, get incredible long-term value with the next generation of vehicles from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a 2.49% APR on a 2025 Accord Hybrid.
For 25 years, you've made Triple Play more than just a place to play. You've turned it into a place where memories are made. We want to thank our amazing guests and community. From birthday parties to company outings and spontaneous weekend adventures, your memories are what make Triple Play special. Here's to 25 years of fun and many more to come. Thank you for being part of our story.
Seattle-born stand-up comedian and impressionist Adam Ray, live at Legends Casino, Friday, July 11th. Known best for his Netflix special, Adam Ray is Dr. Phil Unleashed, as well as his popular YouTube channel.
If you don't know what Citizens App is, it's an app you can put on your phone that notifies you of all the danger that's lurking. That sounds like fun. Yeah, there's a lot of people cooking for Cocoa Puffs right outside your door.
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Don't miss Adam Ray, live on July 11th at Legends Casino in Toppenish.
Hi, I'm renovation expert Scott McGilvery. I know bath remodeling, and I've seen all the gimmicks. Buy now, half off, free installation. This is why I work with Bathfitter. With 40 years of experience and 2 million installs, I trust their integrity. Bathfitter gives you a fair price and sticks to it with a lifetime warranty. You don't need gimmicks, just a partner you can trust. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, get $4,250 total customer cash, plus $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Weeknights at 5, I bring you the spotlight. Tonight, a local veterinarian is getting big recognition from the West Richland Police Department. They say Dr. Minks and her staff have provided 12 years of great service, saying they cannot operate successfully without her partnership. Dr. Minks and her staff are now credited for caring for hundreds of local animals and saving them from neglect, injuries, and cruelty. Dr. Minks is based in the Benton City area. Have an idea for the spotlight? Send me an email, areed@applevalleyNewsNow.com. Your Reason to Smile with Stacy is next.
Josh Cobra, First Alert Weather on Good Morning Northwest from Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single Papa Burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And so do I.
And that's why I always get two.
The Tuesday Special at A&W.
Do you like this one? I think this is my favorite. Okay, hon, what do you think of this one?
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
Wow, is this going to be ready in time for the baby?
Absolutely.
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $500 off your tub or shower update.
It's the Click It RV Roll Into Summer sales event going on now at your local Click It RV store with huge manufacturers discounts from Forest River, StarCraft, and more. Get zero down, nothing, and no payments for 6 months, and get top dollar for your trade. And talk about giveaways. Win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash. You can beat the coming tariffs, but nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. So don't miss the Roll Into Summer sales event at your local Click It RV store. Spokane, Milton, Freewater, Moses Lake, and Union Gap.
Looking for a trusted professional to guide you through your real estate endeavors? Carrie Lundgren with River Realty is ready to guide you through the process. As a lifelong Tri-Cities resident with 35 years real estate experience, she has the knowledge, dedication, and enthusiasm to make your real estate dreams come true. Whether you are buying your first home, moving up or scaling back, or looking for an investment, she has got you covered. Call Carrie today at 509-948-0580 and start making your dreams a reality.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello, Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 to make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesdays only, Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
A flight over some amazing flowers.
Modeled after formal European-style gardens.
Summer Gardens on Fly the Northwest.
There's not much like it in the Northwest.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Next, E.T., our Brad Pitt blitz rolls on. Plus, the cast of Jurassic World Rebirth takes over London. Then, the Everybody Loves Raymond cast. Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
And welcome back. We wait for it every night, your reason to smile. Come take a look at your screen, and there you go. That's a great reason to smile. Beautiful scenery at Windus Park. That is up on the Snake River. If you've never been up to that portion of the Snake, it's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Jeannie, for sharing that with us. QR code, top of your screen. That's how you get your photo on TV. Or simply go to applevalleynewsnow.com and click on the weather tab. Thanks to our friends at Lifetime Dental Care. All right, let's plan your day for tomorrow. It's going to be lovely. Look at how warm it's going to be tomorrow at 8 o'clock, already up to 65, 66 degrees. So if my husband's watching, go ahead, take your hike, take the dogs for the walk. By lunchtime, it'll be getting pretty warm, but temperatures are cooling slightly each day as we go through the week. Here's a sneak peek at your 7-day planner. And don't forget the official first day of summer on Friday. That is summer solstice. It will be the longest day of the year. and then we'll start losing daylight after that, 2 minutes per day. So there you go. Our sunsets will happen closer to 9 p.m. going forward. Here's what it looks like in Walla Walla. Look for those showers over the weekend, and I can't believe I'm seeing 66 degrees in Walla Walla on Saturday. Again, that has to be some sort of a record for June. I'm going to look it up.
Oh my goodness.
So,
yeah, like you say, the roller coaster.
The roller coaster continues.
That's crazy. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for the news at 5.
We're back at 6, hoping your news is good news.
We'll see you then.